Okay. Today we're talking about composite figures. We're not going to spend a lot of time on here, but I want you guys to realize that there's a possibility of these kind of problems on the test. So this is a packet that I sent to you in the email last week, and we're going to talk about it here in the class. So number one, all you have to do here is identify the shapes that have been put together. Okay, so can you tell me the names of these shapes that they put together to make this composite figure? Yeah. Whatever.
A rectangular prism and a triangular prism on top?
That is exactly right. The rectangular prism is down here, and prism we know because it has two bases, this front and the back, or the bottom and the top, okay? And then she also said a triangular prism because it has two bases that are parallel to each other in the same shape, okay? It's just like building with little blocks. Let's look at the next one. What do you think that is? Take it apart, and it is
The top one is a hemisphere.
Hemisphere on top.
And the bottom one,
Yes, and you would say it correctly. This top one is a hemisphere, and then we have a cylinder. Okay. This page, we're just identifying the pictures. Let's do one more. What about number 3?
a cylinder and a cone.
Good job, cylinder and cone. So y'all understand that composite figures just mean I take those basic figures and put them together just like you would do Lincoln Logs or Legos or whatever. We're just going to put those together and build with them. So that's all you're going to do on this page 1, just to be aware. Now we're going to jump in immediately to finding the area of the shaded region. Now remember, we're using area, so all of the formulas that you're going to find are on the formula chart under area, okay? So let's just use this first one. Now up at the top it says use 3.14 for pi. Remember that you won't be using pi at all unless it's something curved or circular, okay? So let me try to draw this first one and let's talk about this. Okay, now, we could break this up like this, and we could find the area of this piece, and then we could come across here, we could find the area of this piece, right? We could come across here, find the area of that triangle, find the area of that rectangle, and find the area of this rectangle, right? We could do that. I love the other way. If we can think backwards or inside out or whatever you would call it. And let's find the area of this entire rectangle. And then let's just cut out the piece that we don't want. Okay, cutting it out means to minus, right? So we could find the area of the entire rectangle. So we're going to find the area of the rectangle. Let's put our plan up here, and we're going to subtract the area of this little triangle. Do y'all see? Because I don't want that. I want to cut it out. Okay? Cut it out. Who did that? Cut it out.
Joey, Full House.
Oh, yes. It sounded funny. So if we want to find the area of the entire rectangle, we know it's just length times width, right? So tell me the numbers that I'm going to use to find the area, ignoring the triangle for right now. Pretend we have a full rectangle.
So would it be like
20 and 12.
Exactly. 20 times 12. Which would give us 240 inches squared, right? Then we know that we don't want this piece. So we're going to have to find the area of this piece I'm cutting out. Now it's a triangle. And remember that a triangle is 1/2 the base times the height, the little base, so it's just a line. So here's the height. Uh-oh, here's the base, and we don't know what that is. Or do we?
We do.
Okay, what is it?
The base.
This, right from here to here.
would it be 4?
It will be 4. Why?
Because 8 plus 8 is 16. So 28 would be 4.
Because this whole thing would be 20. It's exactly what you said, Stephanie. And then you take away the 8 and take away the 8. That leaves 4 right here, right? Okay, so if I do 1/2 the base times the height, then I'm going to get the area here, 1/2 times 4 times 6. And we said we're going to take the area of the rectangle and we're going to subtract out the area of the triangle. And so we have 228 inches squared because we're doing area, inches squared. Do y'all understand? Is that right? Did I subtract correctly? 3 minus, yeah. Did you have a question, Stephanie?
No, probably just need to do 1 or 2 more.
Okay. All right. So what I'm saying is, yes, if you would have divided this all up like we did a minute ago, and you were very careful with your numbers, you would get exactly the same answer. It just takes longer. So if you've just got a place that's cut out, then get the area of the whole thing, subtract the cutout spot. Okay. Let's do, what about, which one looks confusing to you that you would like to try?
Number 3.
Number 3?
Mhm.
Okay, let's do that. Squeaky shoes. And they get squeaky noises. Okay. Number 3 is the one that we're going to work on now, right here. Number 3. We're going to find the area of the shaded place, and the shaded, if you can't tell, is right up here and here and here, which almost looks like a triangle, but you can't do a triangle because it's got some curves going on. So oh dear. Okay. You're gonna really have to use your imagination. 5 yards. And we have, drew a line here. So 19 yards. And 16. Okay. And we need to find this shaded area. So what do you think our plan would be here? Let's decide on a plan before we do the math. What would be the plan? What, if you can start by thinking,
So
okay, okay.
the 16th is the center of the base, right?
It is all the
The
way,
length. Complete.
yes.
So we have to take and cut that in half in the middle, the 16? You have to find the, what is it, we have to find the, radius.
We have the
No.
radius.
Okay.
Do you see the radius at the center of the circle going to the outside? That's the radius. So instead of formulas or numbers, tell me what your plan would be here. Think about, do you want the whole triangle?
No.
What do you want to cut out?
The circle.
Okay, so if we found the area of the triangle, which of course is too much, and then we subtracted the area of the circle, we'd get what we wanted, right? So if you can come up with a plan, say, what do I not want? Okay, what am I going to cut out? That'd be the subtract. Well, I have to find all the area first before I can cut something out, right? So now we're going to find the area of the triangle. Area of the triangle, you're going to go find your formula. 1/2 times the base times the height, right? Okay. So now this is what you were trying to figure out. Okay. So just focus on the triangle. If that's the height, then this is the height. See it? You see, they're telling you from the bottom to the top, they just didn't put the line there.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have the base times the height. So we have 1/2 times 16 times the height, right? I'm not sure what that is. Do you need a calculator?
Yes.
And Brandy, you have yours, right? It's the middle one.
Number 5.
Thank you. Let's turn this up. Okay. So go ahead and try this, and I'll wait just a minute with your calculator. And you should get 152 yards squared because we're doing the area. Everybody get that? Okay, now our plan said that's all of the triangle, but we don't want all of the triangle. We only want the part that's shaded. So we're going to have to cut out the area of the circle. The area of the circle is pi times r squared. Now in the instructions, again, I say this so many times, but in the instructions, they tell us to use 3.14 for pi. If they tell you that on the test, then definitely use 3.14. If that is not in the instructions, use your pi button because it gives a more exact answer. Okay, so we have 3.14 times, and the radius now, Brandy, 5 squared. Okay. So we have 3.14 times 25. 78.5 yards squared. I don't think I've ever taught all the way to the end here. And then what was our plan? See, always make a plan. We said when we have this and when we have this, we're going to subtract the two.
So we're subtracting 78.5 from 152.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, lots of lines, but this will be only the shaded area. We found the whole thing and then cut out what we don't want. Okay? Does it make it a little clearer and not so scary anymore?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll let you muddle through these. It's okay. Let's look on the next page, page 3. To me, page 3, you can't see what the original, I mean, it's not very clear what the original is and cutting stuff out. So these are the ones that I would separate into different figures. Like, number 1, let's separate off that top triangle. You know, to use your little dotted lines, and you'd separate the bottom triangle. And in the middle, you would have a rectangle, right? Do you see what I'm saying? And then just find the area. We drew a dotted line here. And so we separated off this triangle. Then we drew a dotted line across here, and we separated the bottom triangle. That left this rectangle right in the middle. So you're going to find the area of each one of these 3 pieces and just add those together. Do we need to do that one?
Yeah.
That means I get to draw it, right? Great. Let's really test my geometry skills.
Maybe we can draw all 3 shapes and then just erase the lines that we're making.
Just
separate them.
That's a good idea. That's a really good idea, actually. I'm telling you, I put down chalk and I cannot find it.
It's right by underneath the chair. It might have rolled away.
Thank you. All right. Okay. And keep referring to your picture also, because I said exactly, this had to come up, this needed to come up like here. Okay, and this one here, here, sort of. Not too bad. 1 yard here, 1 yard here. And then be really careful right here because they went from here to here. And they said this is 4 yards. 4 yards. And then they drew another picture from here. Oops. Here. Here. 12 yards. 2 yards. 5 yards. 4 yards. Did I get them all? I think that's all of them, isn't it? All right. We decided that we're going to divide it here. And we're going to divide it here. And the only reason we're dividing this one is because you really can't see what the whole thing would have been like our last problem. We could tell it was a triangle. And then we could tell we were cutting out a circle. I can't really tell what the original would be or what we're cutting out. So what we're going to do is divide it this time. Okay, so we're going to probably have to figure out some more measurements, but let's do the easy one. How about that? Let's do this rectangle, and a rectangle's length times width, right? Well, we know here's one of them. It's 4 times, what's this? Look all around.
4 times what?
It's
Two.
4.
4. Because if you look here, it's going from here to here. And so they said from here to here is 4, which means this is 4 yards. Do you see how they figured that out?
Yeah.
Okay, so 4 times 4, we've got 16 for this area. Okay, let's tackle the top triangle. Okay, and the top triangle is going to be 1/2 the base times the height. Okay, so that equals 1/2 times. Now we've got to decide what the base of this triangle is. We're talking about this top triangle. How long?
4, 5, 6.
Yes.
6.
Uh-huh. Here's 1 plus 4 is 5 plus 1 more is 6. So that's the base of the top triangle. Now the height, we're going to have to really work at that.
Is it 6?
It will be,
Because it's half of that. No, it's like,
first of all, you know from tip to
it's
tip.
5.
Tip to tip is 12, okay? But we don't want this much. We only want this right here, right? So,
Yeah.
so out of the 12, we don't want this 5.
No.
We don't want this 4. That's 9, right?
3.
So this has to be 3. And again, let's look at it before we go too quickly. If you start from the bottom, it says to here is 5 of it, right? See, 5? And then from here to here, they said was 4.
9.
If all of them is 12, then what's left up here is this, and it's 3. Do y'all see it now?
Yeah.
A little bit better?
Which equals 12.
Yes.
Okay.
Times 3. So that area of the top triangle is what?
And
1/2 means
Oh,
divide by
that's
2.
right. 1/2. 9.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So the area of this top triangle is 9. If here's 16, all we have to do is find the area of this one. Okay, let's be very, very careful. We are going to have the base, and we are going to have the height. But we've done an awful lot of work now, so I think we might be able to find out. It is also 1/2 base times the height, okay? So this triangle's upside down. What's the base?
The base is
How far is it here?
4.
4 and
6.
6. Good. Times the height.
The height is 5.
Good. Right here's 5, so that's 5. 15. Okay, we found the area of our 3 separate pieces. All you have to do is add them together. 40 yards squared for the entire picture. Aren't they fun little
All three of
puzzles?
those. Okay.
Fun little puzzles. Are you up for the challenge?
No.
We're going to stop and we'll just work them together, all right?
Okay.
But we're going to stop the recording. Sound good? All right, I want y'all to work together. A challenge is good for Monday morning.